It is a great pleasure. Joining me now, Sandra Smith, co-anchor of America Reports. Hi, Sandra. I know you heard most of it.
You have my blood boiling.
I mean, you know...
How about the washing machines in Whirlpool coming out and saying, we can't wash clothes like this. Your socks and your underwear are going to be dirty and stinky.
You know what? I think I forgot to mention washing machines. Shame on me. Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the toilet situation, anybody who's got one of those green toilets, you know the problem. Anybody who's got the green showers, you know the problem. You can't get the shampoo and the conditioner out of your hair. All right, on the ACs, I just got off the phone with somebody in the industry, and I said, is there any possible way? Because the Biden administration is telling you this is going to bring your prices down, okay? We're pushing you to do this, and at the same time, it's going to lower prices for the consumer. Absolutely no way that is possible. The comment to me was that is going to be more onerous on the manufacturers. They're going to have to go into a world they are not prepared for, and they will ultimately pass that on to the consumer. Sure. Can the Biden administration tell you, just give it a few years? Believe us, your costs will go down. Will they say that? Sure. Do you have confidence that will happen? Absolutely not.
Toilets.
It's just going to...
Toilets. It's going to... Shower heads. Shower heads. I love my shower. Don't mess with my shower. I have an old shower. No, I'm not kidding, though.
That water pressure, save it. Don't touch that shower.
You know, I want to generalize here because I think it's an idea. Look, let me step back a second. I'm okay with a push for renewables.
Sure.
Always.
Absolutely.
You know, that adds to the energy pie. I'm just not okay doing that in order to end fossils, which is a serious point. You're taking 5% of our energy and trying to jam that down the throats of the 75% of our existing energy sources. You can't do that.
And people aren't ready for it.
You can't do that.
And they can't afford the transition.
Right.
And this is at the cost of the American consumer. Case in point, the electric vehicle market. You and I chatted earlier. I spoke with Bjorn Lomborg this morning. He writes about this in the Wall Street Journal all the time. The Biden administration's own energy agency is forecasting, wait for it, that the EV market in the United States, the EVs will only make up 10% of the American car market by the year 2050. We're not ready for the transition. These are not popular cars.
That's like 35%. By the way, General Motors is betting the ranch on it. Good luck on that stock. At least Ford was smarter.
About people not being happy, I think it's all connected.
That's a key point. Right, it is. I mean, I want to just think about this for a second. They're not happy because they don't have the choices they'd like to have. They're not happy because they're getting hurt by the inflation tax, which is the cruelest tax of all. They're not happy about all these little inconveniences. But, Sandra, they don't have any... They're not happy because they don't have confidence in the future. Heck, they're even worried sending their kids to college won't work. And that is really...
That really got to me.
That is just... You know how pessimistic and disturbing that is? We all... I mean, we used to strive to go to a good college, you know, to climb the ladder of success. I know there's some crazy colleges on the two coasts now, but there's a lot of good colleges in America that aren't the crazy colleges on the two. But for people to say they don't even think college is important, that can't be good.
Because that's a loss of the big part of the American dream, right?
Yes.
That you seek a better future for your children. And the Wall Street Journal notes that one reason Americans worry the next generation will fall behind is because they are losing faith in the power of a college education in this country and the ability to climb the economic ladder. Some 56% of respondents said that a four-year college degree was not worth the cost because people often graduate with no specific job skills and with heavy debt.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a major, major problem. And I highlight this woman that they quote in the article today as really important. Ms. Morrow, 37 years old, concerned about her children's future. She's got two young boys and an adult daughter. She makes $45,000 a year. She traded in her Chevy Tahoe for a GMC Terrain to lower her gas prices and is teaching her boys the importance of spending money on what we need, not what we want. Send that message to the White House. Send that message to your local and state leadership. Because that woman, she's the one who's getting hurt the most by these policies, by sky-high inflation.
I want some freedom. I want some freedom to choose an air conditioner. I want some freedom to choose my old gasoline-powered car. I want some freedom to use the same damn gas station if it's still around. I want the freedom to make money to improve my standard of living without being told I'm a rich person or I don't pay my fair share or I'm punishing success.
Demonizing success.
I want those freedoms. America is a country that loves freedom. Biden's, it's like the bank bailouts. There's unlimited government. I always wanted unlimited freedom.
Yeah.
Something's wrong there.
And let the markets work. Let the markets work themselves out. It goes also back to Bjorn's point about the EV market, basically saying if people want them, they'll buy them.
Yes.
If they like them, they will seek them. They will buy them on their own without the government telling them
and they'll produce more, and the price will come down. But if not,
Yeah.
You can't force it. Command and control economies have never worked throughout history. That's what the Bidens are duplicating or trying to.
And where is the push on China? I'm sorry to go back to this, but what are we doing? Why are we cracking down so hard on our own American consumer, our hardworking American families? Ms. Morrow, 37-year-old single mother of 3 kids, making $45,000 a year, telling her that she's got to get an energy-efficient AC into her house. I mean, what about China, the biggest, offender of carbon emissions in the world, and we're giving them a free pass? Did you see Jen Granholm this week?
I did.
I mean, doubling down on her praise for China, her words.
I did.
That really happened.
They've lost their bearings. It's funny. You're not opposed to renewables.
No.
I'm not opposed to renewables.
I'm not opposed to
That's
EVs.
just one example.
But, make them better.
That's right. But don't tell me I can't do other things. Give me my freedom. This phrase, this idea of limitless government, I'm going to keep hanging on to it because it's command and control and it's central planning. And it really is the backbone of socialism. And by the way, this bank bailout, just last point, this bank bailout smacks of limitless government. Even though Janet Yellen changes her story every other day, and that's confused everybody. We're going to talk about that later in the show. The reality is, Joe Biden, the night of March 12th, Sunday night, made a very bad decision bailing out what essentially is a rogue bank in Silicon Valley that violated all the rules.
I've quoted you many times on that.
I mean, it's a rogue bank, and the San Fran supervisors, the San Francisco Fed supervisors didn't do a damn thing about it. But the point is, they made their bed, now they're going to have to sleep in it. Nobody wants to pay for that. None of the people in this article that you've been quoting, $45,000 a year, whatever, they don't want to pay for it. And you know what? They're right. That's all I'm saying. Banking costs should be unlimited. We had falling costs for a long time. I mean, that's just the thing. And final thought, don't you hate this? You hate pessimism.
I hate pessimism.
I hate pessimism.
I love you because you were an economist and you were the ultimate optimist. And in fact, I keep going back to you and the Federal Reserve, and somehow we've been convinced that to correct this inflation crisis that has been caused by this administration, that we have to inflict such serious economic pain. I have studied more and more since we had that conversation. Larry says we can grow ourselves out of this, and I think we have to consider that to be the case.
We could.
Because we're just getting so used to this just brutal economic environment.
Expand the pie. I learned it from Reagan. Reagan didn't invent it. It's an old philosophy, but it's all about freedom. Life, liberty.
Preach it.
Pursuit of happiness. Sandra Smith. You can catch Sandra and her great co-anchor, John Roberts, every day on America Reports, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fox News. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.